Hey everybody and welcome to That's Football. So Frank Lampard is going back to Chelsea and I don't know whether to laugh or take this seriously. And I want to be respectful to Chelsea fans because you've got to be a Chelsea fan to understand what Frank Lampard and John Terry and people like that mean to the club. It's sentimental, it's a hero. I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans who I know who are very excited about Frank Lampard going back, but looking at it and observing it and giving an opinion on it, and that's what we're here to do on a channel that's about all football. I just think this is this not evidence of just how chaotic Chelsea are being run this season by Todd Boehly? I mean, ridiculous amounts of money spent in the summer in January. You're touching £500 million, two managers sacked, and then you bring Frank Lampard back, who got sacked for Thomas Tuchel because he wasn't good enough. Now, people are going to scream and shout and say, Mark, it's only till the end of the season. It's about feel-good factor till the end of the season so we can assess the situation. My word of warning here is, I've seen it. That's more than one word, but I've seen it all before. This is exactly what Manchester United did when they sacked Mourinho. They brought Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back, an ex-club legend, for feel-good factor to make a squad that was feeling down in the dumps feel positive and understand what playing for Manchester United was all about. We went on a really good winning run. Ole's at the wheel. We gave him a 3-year contract. It was the biggest mistake we made and we lost 3 years. Now, if Chelsea are absolutely nailed on that even if Frank Lampard wins every single game left and wins you the Champions League, he's going to leave, then absolutely fine. But I've just given you the evidence that he would be kept on. If he wins you the Champions League, you'd keep him. And yet you're the club that knows that's not a ticket to success. Because am I right in saying Di Matteo won you the Champions League and definitely wasn't the long-term choice? And also, let's not forget, we are assuming that no matter what Lampard does in the next few games, he will be gone in the summer for a proper manager to come in. You're assuming you've got proper ownership. Let me go back to what I said a couple of minutes ago. Todd Boehly and the consortium that runs Chelsea are haphazard. They should come with a slip sign. You know, they're more hazardous than Steven Gerrard. Like, they really are all over the place. Do you think that ownership, if Lampard wins a few games and they start playing well, isn't going to go, we found our man, give him the job? And that would worry me. If I was a Chelsea fan, that would worry me because I'd be going, you know what? And let me just say about Frank Lampard, legend of Chelsea, legend of the Premier League, fantastic player. As much as he played for a Chelsea side I didn't like, there's no doubt that he deserves to be in the whole Scholes-Gerrard debate. Fantastic player, no doubt about that. But he is, in my opinion, evidence, like Gerrard, and maybe Rooney will go down this route, and certainly Scholes never went down the route. Genius footballers doesn't mean you've got a right to manage clubs in the Premier League and doesn't mean you're going to be any good at it. I don't think Lampard's a good coach. I thought he showed signs at Derby that he didn't replicate at Chelsea despite being given a great opportunity. I don't think he deserved the Everton job and he didn't do very well there. And it stuns me that Chelsea would go back for that type of manager. But there is a flip side. And as I said, if this is just about feel good, if this is just about it doesn't really matter what happens over the next few weeks and he's gone no matter what in the summer, what harm does it do? The danger is you've got an owner that you can't read. You know, you need a striker. He spends £500 million on everything else. You need stability. He sacks 2 managers. You need Nagelsmann, Enrique or someone like that. He brings Lampard in and gives him the job permanently because he wins a few games. Because I tell you what, that team is so close to battering somebody. If you go and win your next 3 games 3-0, I don't think it's because of Lampard's feel-good factor. I think it's because some of your players actually start finishing the sitters they've been missing for the last 5 months. I mean, look at the Liverpool game. One-on-ones missed 2 or 3. It's been happening all season. At some point, it's going to click. And the worry would be if it clicks with Lampard and something clicks with Todd Boehly and he goes, there's a 3-year deal and that ends up being your future. You'll waste time. So look, as I say, I don't know whether to laugh or take it seriously. It looks like it's serious. And I think the hope for Chelsea has to be, this is just an end of season party. Get Frank there. It's nice. It's sentimental. You win a few games. But if it turns into anything long term, I think it's catastrophic for Chelsea because I just do not think he's a very good coach. But I think, look, let's live in the positive lane. I can see Chelsea picking up a few results. I think beating Real Madrid would be... This is probably why a Nagelsmann wouldn't want the job. He probably looks at it and goes, what do I do with this team at the end of the season? Because every manager wants to come in a strong position and hit things like wins, win ratios, positivity. You come into as the Chelsea coach now, there's a big risk that you're going to get your arse handed on a plate by Real Madrid. You're going to lose a few more games because certain players aren't part of the long-term vision. And ultimately, your start is not the start of the new season. People remember this little bit at the end of the last season. So you can see why a longer-term proper manager wouldn't want it right now. And as I say, if Chelsea are just going to ignore what happens over the next few weeks anyway, then, Lampard's probably not a bad thing. I do think it's odd. I really do. This would be like Man United re-employing Solskjaer, because Solskjaer did a better job than Lampard. Like, Solskjaer actually technically did a better job than Lampard did at Chelsea. And I wouldn't want Solskjaer anywhere near back at Man United. If Ten Hag gets sacked in a couple of years and, there's a month of the season left and they go, Ollie, do you want to come and do it? I'd be like, please no. Please don't do it. Can't we just get, Varane to do it? Like, I wouldn't want it. But Chelsea fans really do want it. It's your club. You wanted Potter gone. It's your club. I still don't really understand why they didn't stick with Potter till the end of the season. To remove Potter, give it to this Bruno guy who doesn't want it, and then get Lampard in who really isn't good enough for it. I just don't know why he just didn't get to the summer with Potter. I just don't know. It must have been absolute... I'd love to know the true story there. It must have been absolutely untenable, because it doesn't make a massive amount of sense. But then again, United did it. We did it. I put my hands up and say we did do this. We did this with Moyes. We got rid of Moyes and we brought in Ryan Giggs, didn't we? Ryan Giggs did it for the last few games. The only issue is Chelsea have already had Lampard. I just think it's a bit weird. Maybe give it to John Terry or someone like that. But look, it is odd. But the wonder of these types of videos is sometimes you talk your way through it. And at the end of the day, what harm does it do if they make the right choice in the summer? The only issue is, I wouldn't trust these owners at Chelsea to go and give him a 3-year contract if he wins a few games. And that would be a big problem. Because I just don't think Lampard's anywhere near good enough. Anyway, get your comments in below. Smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. Interesting. This season, when it comes to managers, just gets more and more interesting, doesn't it?